Hello, Lisa here, coming at you with a quick video. You probably noticed I'm gone for a while, still working on my Etsy store, keeping myself busy, but I still watch some YouTube videos, and I got this idea, so I thought I'd run with it and show you how I interpret it, decided to do it, as kind of just maybe a jumping off point for you. I like to do that when I see some, don't necessarily copy outright people that I see, but take inspiration from them and go with it. So I saw this idea on Scrapbooking with Me, Melina. She did a video recently where she took a whole bunch of stamps and put them on a block, and then I was half watching it, to be honest. I was gluing some stuff together. But I think she used a brayer and she watered it, and did like darker color stamps on a lighter background. So I thought that was a great idea to take your stamps and throw it on a big block. So I have done this already because it took me a bit of time. I took my biggest block that I own and took some Tim Holtz stamps. I snagged a little bit from Eccentric. Oops, losing my pointer. Eccentric, Field Notes, and Correspondent, the only three I have. And I'm gonna have to look them up to see which I took them from, because I kind of cannibalized them from a couple different places, but I took most of them from Eccentric, as you can see here. The little ones that popped in were just kind of fill-ins from the other two. So I put them in all different directions, not necessarily facing the same way, because my thought is to make this kind of more of a background onto a tag or a journal card, and not necessarily the focal point. So I didn't want them to go one direction or the other. It's not going to be the focal point, it's just going to be the highlight. So put this to the side because it's probably glaring you to death. So found this Christmas card stack from my pile. It is just regular textured cardstock from Die Cuts with a View. I don't think it has a date on there, but it's old. It is old. Yeah, it doesn't have a date on there. So I pulled out a few colors that I've decided to use. These are 8x8 sheets. I also found a 12x12 that hit, and so I cut them into 6x6 sheets. So I'll probably use one of these too. But the reason I chose these colors was, okay, I chose these specific colors because my last video, I think it was my last video, I made these flip-flop tuck pocket spots, and a lot of these colors are in those. The papers come from Joey Cardstock, Joey the Crafter, Joey, boy, I remember his name, then I forget it. It'll be linked in the description. Joey Card Maker. His coffee account, these were free. So I used a lot of these for these flip-floppies, and I also used them for a recent video where I did my master boards on index cards. So my thought is to make journal cards, tags out of these to go on these, and to hopefully go into a Christmas journal that I'll make, knock on wood, when I get a little less busy. So we'll see. I might have to make the Christmas journal for next year, but we'll see. So this is the inspiration for these colors that I got from here. So the second part of it, like I said, is she decided to use a stamp block like that with a darker color on a lighter tag and make it more of a focal point. So my thought is to take these and to take ink that's similar in color and use that to, oh, my beige one, I forgot my beige one, to give more of a shadowy tone on tone look, if that's how I'm gonna put it. So that is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna start with the lightest one because I do not want to have the dark ink go, light ink go after the dark ink. So, all right, let's get my mess out of the way. Let's get that sheet out of the way, and we will use this to stamp off of. So, all right, so I'm just gonna basically ink it all up and flip it and push it. Now some of this, like this, is too big for it, but when we get to this, I'll probably have to do, you know, a bit and do a couple of spots. If I was smart and I had time, I'd probably figure out how big this is and cut a piece that's that size, but who's got time for that? So I'm gonna go ahead and ink this one with antique linen to do this one. All right, so while I'm doing that, I'm gonna ask how your day is going. I'm actually filming this at night. I was really busy during the day doing a whole bunch of stuff, like I said before. But I saw this and I really wanted to do it, so I'm like, I am crafting at night. That's so cool. Almost looks like gold highlights. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. And like I said, this is going to be a tone on tone look, so we're going to just give it a go and knock her down. Push, push, push. And hopefully it does pretty good. So yeah, so I don't know if you can tell, but the light is definitely a little different in here. Oh, cool. A little crooked, but cool. I have a four bulb fixture above my dining room table that I sit at, and it has what you would call, I'm not really getting that one. I think they got squished in too far. I'll have to fix that one. It has LED bulbs. Well, I had used before mostly a warm version of an LED bulb, and one of them went out, and so my kind husband changed it for me and put a cool white. So I have 3 warm and 1 cool, and it dramatically brightened it up in here. I don't know if you can tell. Unfortunately, I can tell because all of a sudden I'm like, I knew that this was dirty, but like now it's like, holy cow, it's dirty. Yeah, that is so cool. I'm gonna see if I can get any bit of this little bit off here. There we go, beautiful. Great, so I can cut these down and use them as backer tags, something like that. So let's see if I can get some of this off and go from there. So I'm gonna insert a picture of the lamp right now. So you can probably tell which bulb is the cool blue one, I'm guessing. It's quite different. So we're thinking about going and getting all of them into the cool blue, as they say. I have a dry towel, I do. And I think that might be dramatically lighter, so not sure. We'll have to see. That might force me to go get a new mat too. All right, so green might be the next one. Can't tell if green or blue is the lighter one. It's probably green. So I was gonna see what was up with this one. It wasn't getting inked. And you think they'd be the same height, but I don't know. This should be interesting with these smaller ones. It was much easier with the big one, that's for sure. Okay. Kind of tell where I've been and gone. And even if it's not perfect, I think it's okay because it's supposed to really be a background look. So I am fine with that. Okay. Yeah, that works. Can definitely tell where it's, whoops, that's the cap. If I didn't press down or if I didn't ink it. But like I said, it is going to be a focal point, not necessarily, or not a focal point background, where there'll be a focal point item on top of it. Now I did, like I said, pick Christmassy kind of colors for this, just because that's what I was going to be working on next, but I could totally see this going with really anything. I should get one of those things they have with like a hockey puck that rubs it down. I decided to do it on here to give it a little bit of cushion too, but this is a little bit. All right, so let's do this half. this half on over here. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, beautiful. Now I have done a big 12 by 12 a while back. Actually, it was the I did this similar technique with these stamps to make my masking tape washi stickers, where I had like a big 12 by 12 block of my masking tape. Let me grab it. These guys. And I just did a stamp at a time all over the place. But doing it this way, it might be my next best thing, is put a 12 by 12 of this out. I cut it down to 2 inches, that's why it's smaller. But just use like a whole block of stamps, and boy, you could do that quickly. Yeah, tone on tone green. So, like I was saying, whoops, and I'm losing stuff. And I lost stuff. There we go. What I was thinking of was, here's my Christmas ephemera. So then you take something like this, you cut the tag out, and you put that on there, and you've got a background all done for you. So these are my square ones, but I have these that are like more fussy cutting in. Like those would be cute too on there. Be able to see a lot on there. So quite exciting. Yeah. All right, so give this a little bit of a clean. And dry it off a little. And all right, so let's do the red one. All right, so the red one I was going to do with fired brick. Oh, by the way, this was, I don't know if I mentioned it, peeled paint. Now, some are archival, some are distress ink. I really just kind of picked it based on what the color looked like. If it would go as a complementary, shadowy kind of effect on the color. Not really saying if it was distressed or archival. Okay. Again, not really caring if it's perfect, but wanting to get a good portion of it. And you don't necessarily have to do this with the Tim Holtz stamps. You could do them pretty much with any stamp. I would just say that you take a second for that to dry. You want to make sure that they're all the same level, so you don't have to worry about them missing. Like this one that seems farther down, a little vertical. Yeah, I'm not sure. I should probably see if I can find a different one to sneak in there, because it is not. I don't know why it's not stamping. It's the same package, Tim Holtz. But who's to say? All right. Let's see, do I have anything tiny? It's definitely tiny. I don't know if that'll fit there. I'll give that a shot when it comes up. Yeah, it's definitely coming out of there. I don't know what its problem is. All right, let's see if you'll fit in there. Don't care which way you go, but we're gonna stick you in there. Okay, I think it seems a little higher, so. All right, so let's go with this side. Over here. be rebellious, and let's do this side. For this one. Yeah, fun. So, all right. Okay, let's give this a quick wipe down. Ooh, that's red. Okay, might want to retire that one. Oh, goodness me. Still drying a little bit there. All right, we'll put this aside to dry, and I'm gonna flip this over. And I think we'll just do one more, and I think I'll do the blue one because the blue one looks like it'll be fun. Okay. All right. So another thing that I've been kind of excited for lately, even though I don't get to do too much because I'm quite busy, is I'm a Hallmark movie, Christmas movie kind of gal. I never used to be. A couple of years ago I started watching them, and now I love them. And they're totally predictable. Whoever, you know, if you watch them or don't, hate them, love them. I'm totally predictable. You know what's going to happen. Boy meets girl. Boy and girl like each other, don't tell each other. Boy and girl have a misunderstanding. Boy and girl will get back together in the end, and there's one kiss at the end. Right? If you watch it, you know. If you know, you know. But I don't know, there's just something about it I just like. So, I mean, that's my guilty pleasure at night. Usually as I'm, ooh, cool. Usually as I'm trying to wrap up the day, answer some messages from Etsy or look through my emails, I have that on in the background. And I definitely didn't fall asleep to one last night. No, that was not me. Wake up and it's a different movie and you're like, oh wait, what happened? Okay, let's flip this around and go this way. So, yeah. So that's been fun. Fun part of November, December is being able to watch those movies. I am looking forward to December though, when they start showing the Christmas claymation kind of ones, like the Frosty the Snowman and the Grinch, and I got no kids around the house, but I still watch it. The one with Heat Miser and Snow Miser, that's probably my favorite. I'm trying to see how many Scrooges you can watch, all the different versions of Scrooge that are out there. Yeah. All right, one last side here, and we're gonna call it a day. Okay, I don't want to do that because that matches there. And all right, let's do oy vey. All right, let's do this one. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, well that was fun. So hopefully, like I said, you'll get some ideas, something that you can do for yourself. Make yourself some background tags. I said, tone on tone works. If you wanted to do something darker and put it on something lighter, that would also work. But I definitely do like these tone on tone. They're cool. Very cool. All right, well, I guess that is going to be it for me today. That one is still a little wet, weird. Yeah, so I will be, like I've said in earlier videos, dropping in and out every once in a while to pop in for a video during the next month or so. And hopefully, as I find a good idea or something fun to do, I'll pop in. So that's going to be it for me today. As usual, thanks so much, and have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.